Well, we're working with the distributions of data, and we've looked at both histograms and box and whisker plots. And now we're going to talk about analyzing that distribution. And if a distribution is symmetric, then we can use the mean and the standard deviation. That gives us an accurate measure by which we can analyze that data. But however, if the data is skewed, either negatively skewed or positively skewed, we need to use the 5-number summary. Now, the 5-number summary is, and you can find this when we do one variable statistics, as we're getting ready to see here in just a moment. It is the minimum, it is the maximum, and then in between the minimum and the maximum is the Q1, quartile 1, the median, and then Q3. And most of our data is going to lie between Q1 and Q3. Hold on. Hello. No, you haven't been. Why don't you leave me alone? All right, sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, 5-number summary. And half the data is going to lie between quartile 1 and quartile 3. So half the data there. So if we've got a skewed distribution, the 5-number summary gives us a more accurate way to analyze our data. Now, here we have a problem here. It says describe the center and spread of the data using either the mean and the standard deviation or the 5-number summary. Justify your choice by creating a histogram. So we have this data here, and you see it 19.2, and of course it ends with 19 and 8. There's 36 data points in this set of data. And so we are going to first, and we'll do this over on the calculator, we're first going to enter our data into the L1, and then we're going to create the histogram, and then from looking at the histogram, we're going to make a decision as to whether we want to use the mean or standard deviation. If the histogram is symmetric, we're going to use that, but if it's skewed, we're going to use the 5-number summary. So let's move over here to the calculator. All right, well, I'm over here on my calculator, and I have already entered the data that we saw in the previous slide to kind of save us a little time. And I'm getting ready to create a histogram. And so I've got several things I want to do here. First thing I want to do is I want to check y equals and clear out anything I had in there before. So I'm going to just clear this data right here. And then I'm going to go in and make sure I'm going to turn my stat plot on if it's off. And it is off, so I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to hit enter again to turn it on. And remember, we're creating a histogram, so I'm going to highlight this third choice and hit enter. Okay, so I got that. And let's see what I want to do next. I'm going to quit out of here. And, well, I'm going to hit zoom, stat, number 9, kind of see what I got. All right, so there I've got a histogram. And I can see that it's not symmetric. It is definitely skewed. I'm going to want to go in here and change my data a little bit. Yeah, I didn't have anything less than 0. Let's go back, and my Y minimum, I think I could set it 0. Let me set that at 0. And let's go back and look at our graph. And that cleans it up just a little bit, and I can see that I've definitely got a skewed histogram. Now, remember, if it was symmetric, I could use the mean and the standard deviation to analyze my data. However, I've got skewed, so I want to use the 5-number summary. So let's calculate that. Let's let our calculator do the work for us. So I'm going to hit Stat, and then I'm going to hit Calc, and I'm going to choose the one variable statistic. So I hit Enter, and my list is L1, so that's good. That's where I put my data, and I'm going to ask to calculate. All right, now, so let's look at what my data shows me. If I'm scrolling down here, I'm going to scroll. At 1, I see I got 36 pieces of data. I see that my minimum is 2. My Q1 is 18. My median is 24. My Q3 is 26. And my max is 32. Now, I want to say, well, okay, well, what's the range? Well, the range is the max X minus the minimum X, so 32 minus 2. That's going to give me a range of 30. And my Q1 is 18, and my Q3 is 26. So half of the data lies between 18 and 26, with a median of 24. So these 5 numbers, minimum X, Q1, median, Q3, max X, that comprises the 5-number summary. So after I enter the data, I can go to calculate one variable statistic and find my 5-number summary if I'm looking at a skewed piece of data.